Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of It Starts With You. I'm the host, Anna Yoo, here with Ben Weiss, who has been creating AI shoes with Reebok founder Joe Foster. We were interested in learning more about the dating culture out in Miami as an entrepreneur and asked Ben for some tips and tricks on where the hotspots were. Let's get started. I'm here with Ben Weiss. So, Ben, can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
So we're building a brand to give content creators their own shoes like athletes. We created something that became a groundbreaking, revolutionary product in our category, which was the first AI-designed commercially available slide. It's a shoe that 70% of it's made by artificial intelligence, not a human being, and it's entirely 3D printed and custom made to you. So you scan your feet with your phone camera, take a photo of each one, we get your data, 12 different data points, arch height, length, width, instep, etc., and make it custom to fit you. So we're trying to become this brand that's the future of footwear by giving new people a shot at making their own designs and be creative.
And how long have you been doing this?
Been doing this for the last couple of years, but we just launched like 4 or 5 months ago. We've got the founder of Reebok on our board who just spoke over here at this event we're at together, who's been guiding me, and his wife Julie. Joe and Julie have been amazing. And we just kind of put this out early January. It became fully available February, and we spoke in Thailand about it a couple weeks ago and at the Money 2020 conference, and now we're here.
Wow. So is this all located in Miami?
It's located in all around the world, I guess I would say at this point because of the team members. But Boca Raton's where I'm headquartered. I'm in Miami pretty much every week, every other week. A couple weeks ago, I was in Miami 5 times in the same week, so here pretty often.
So like you said, I've noticed you've been working on a project with Joe Foster, the founder of Reebok. Can you tell me a little bit more about this,
Sure.
in detail?
Yeah, so we're trying to build this brand about content creators. And so we realized there needed to be a new method to give these people a shot at making their own shoes. Why have these people not got their own shoes from the Nike, Reebok, Adidas, Puma of the world? Why have they not got that? Because there's been 3 big problems in the industry. One is that you have the cost to make a brand new design can be quite expensive. The second, you've got molds you got to do. You got to do size 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all half size in between molds for any new type of shoe that you're doing. And the third piece is that you've got to go and have minimum order quantity and inventory that you've got to hold. So with 3D printing and AI design, we've got lower cost to do design, faster to make design, no molds needed because it's all 3D printed, and then we print on demand. Anytime someone orders, we just make a shoe for them. So we've got this interesting new method working with Zellerfeld as our factory partner that just did Nike's first fully 3D printed shoe. We're the only ones doing this with AI.
So you use or partner with AI stuff and you print all of this?
AI helps us design our shoes.
Wow.
It automates it.
Is it kind of like having ChatGPT help you?
We do use ChatGPT as one piece of making our shoes, actually. It helps us with shading it. We gave it some sci-fi artwork and we said, give us some code to put into one of the programs that we use to help us shade the shoes to be inspired by sci-fi work. And our shoes kind of look like a yacht spaceship mashup. They're curved like a boat with a boat bridge at the top, but they've got these spaceship-like textures. So ChatGPT is making your shoes.
That actually kind of makes me think. I kind of wonder if the Cybertruck was designed by ChatGPT.
Who knows? But that's the future of vehicle design right there. So we got to translate it over to shoes now. It's the way.
So yeah, we're interviewing you out here in Miami, and so what would you say the dating culture is like?
Dating culture. I think it's there's a lot of opportunities in Miami to meet young professionals that are really polished and doing interesting things. I've spent a lot of time in Brickell. Brickell's become the hotspot in Miami, and there's so many impressive people here that are just movers and shakers and building stuff and doing things that are interesting. And Miami cultivates this culture around people that are doing that, but also people that like to have a good time. It doesn't necessarily mean going out, getting wasted, all of that, but people that know how to have fun. And they have that balance between those. And so I think it's important to be around that. And there's a lot of interesting people in the city, a lot of beautiful people, a lot of amazing people accomplishing interesting things in Miami. It's a great place to be.
That's great. Actually, my yoga place is in not Miami, in Brickell. That's like the one location.
Really?
Yeah, Core Power.
Well, that makes sense. Brickell's become the spot.
So from what you've experienced, what is one word you would define dating in Miami to be like? And is it different from LA?
Yeah, I haven't spent too much time dating in LA, but I have been in the scene a little bit just for different events and stuff. I think that the Miami culture is a really friendly, open culture compared to some of these other big cities. I think it's a weather thing that brings that out in people. When it's warm weather, people just tend
You
to be
want to go
friendlier.
out.
Yeah, they want to go out. They want to go to the beach. They
Yeah.
want to do things like that.
Yeah.
So there's a culture around that here that's fun. That is, I think, is really healthy and positive. It's different. If you go to some other places where it's cold, people aren't as open and aren't as ready to converse and have a good time. So I think Miami is a great place to be. There's so many young people in Miami. I mean, you just go to the right spots: South Beach, Brickell. And if you're here at big events like Art Basel is a great time to meet people as well. You got everybody from around the world here during Art Basel time, and especially a ton of young people.
Yeah. So what are some noticeable differences, if you would want to add to that?
From like Miami to LA?
Yeah.
So I think that like the culture in Miami has become like very entrepreneurial and very like business minded driven. So there's a lot of people here that come seeking opportunities and are looking to make moves. I think that there is, of course, that in LA, but it revolves around more entertainment, talent side of things, influencers. Here it's just a different kind of culture. So if you're looking for that kind of person, I would say Miami is the place to be. But if you want to go more entertainment side, you've got LA. I mean, there's obviously crossover in both. So I think it just depends on the kind of person you're looking for. But it's a different person in each place, and I've seen that just from talking to people, being around and connecting.
Are you from here?
I grew up in Arizona, moved over to Florida around 13, lived in New York for a couple of years, lived abroad for a little bit as well, and I've spent a lot of time in Miami over the past couple of years. But the Boca Raton is where I'm based. I love Boca. I don't like to necessarily be in the big city all the time. I like to be close to it and choose when I'm in and out, because there's just a lot of stuff going on. I like to just lock in and get focused.
What is the Boca Raton scene like? What is it?
I mean, it's not as like robust as Miami is. Miami is
Yeah.
just this big city that attracts tons and tons of people. But Boca's got its own positives. There's a really high quality of life there. It's a super clean place. It's a place that there's a lot of people doing interesting things. But it's also it's just a great place to lock in, and it depends who you're looking for, right? Like if you're on the dating scene and there's different people you're looking for. I'm trying to find somebody that is doing interesting things, that is disciplined, that is focused, and that has goals and is goal driven, And so you kind of want to be around areas like that. I've been to a bunch of events in Boca. They're interesting events, but most of the events happen in Miami. It's all about being in Miami, and that's why I'm close by to Miami.
Isn't it kind of like a long drive from Boca to Miami, though?
It's not that bad. If you go at the right time, it's like 45 minutes. And I drive electric most of the time. It doesn't add up gas-wise.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you got the Tesla, you can just put it on autopilot, full self-driving, and it just drives you there at this point. It pretty much drives you there the entire way. So I'm not even driving to Miami anymore.
Okay. I guess now we know why you're doing AI.
AI is everything at this point, huh?
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. Yeah, it could replace your date too. Hopefully not.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I hope
I
not.
actually have a friend that I just brought to this conference here in Miami who created an app called Riz. That's an AI dating guide app, and it became the best invention of the year according to Time, one of them.
Is it going to be like a hologram?
Well, it just gives you advice. So you show your chat to the app, and it gives you advice of what to say.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's done really well. Powered by AI. Billions of views have happened on it.
Powered by AI, not a person?
No.
So it's not
and AI gives you dating advice, and it works. And people are paying for it and in relationships because of it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
His name is Roman. Good guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And I thought like humans are the ones that like give other humans like.
You never know. AI is trained on a lot of stuff,
Wow.
but it's helping you date other people, other humans. It's an AI that gives you advice. That's a cool use of AI. It's interesting, right?
I mean, but okay, so what if it like creates like an AI person?
Yeah.
Like a hologram.
Well, that's a whole another thing. You're jumping over there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
that's
like,
a little
like,
wild.
Yeah, I'm just like thinking about this, and then like.
Well, there's that movie, Her. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have.
That's pretty much that.
Yeah.
We could get there. We'll see. I mean, we're going to have these Optimus robots from Tesla, and there's another company, Figure, Brett Addock, who's doing building a robot. Who knows? Those things look like they're coming to life. People could have partnerships with these robots. You never know what's going to happen here.
But
That would be interesting for you to interview one of these robots about its dating life.
Oh my
Come
gosh.
on.
You know what's the scary part is that like a lot of times, or not, I can't say a lot of times actually, like sometimes, like some of these movies, like what happens in them, they come to life. You know, like it's like all of these things that people write about and like do movies about.
As long as it's not Mad Max. We wouldn't want that coming to life, you know?
Hey, I mean, the Palisades burned down, okay?
Right.
And it looks like the apocalypse happened there.
Yeah, that's tragic.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. That was a real movie.
But yeah. I mean, okay, so one thing that I actually do want to close off with is, like, what inspired you? Like, how did this start?
Well, it all started around, I mean, when I was younger, you know, like 10, 11 years old, I wanted to get the Nintendo DS. Everybody had the DS. They were gaming on it, Mario Kart, Plants vs. Zombies, etc. My mom was like, I don't want you to get the DS, right? So she's like, get an iPod. It's like, okay. I didn't know too much about the iPod. It was fairly new at the time. The iPod Touch like just came out.
Yeah.
I don't think she knew there was all these games on there. She didn't really want me playing all these games. So I got the iPod. I was fascinated by what Steve Jobs was doing. And they made technology cool. It was a luxury product. It was a amazing consumer product that could do everything. And eventually I got the iPod with the camera. So it replaced your camera, replaced your music device, it replaced your game device. You could surf the web. You could do everything on this device. It was amazing. So that, and then coupled with what Elon did at Tesla, and he completely changed this industry and made a car that was electric, and the car experience was so much better. I mean, you get in and it's like, feels like nothing else, like a spaceship. And then you look at people like Joe Foster and what he did in the footwear world, and started with his brother and started with basically nothing and a machine they barely could afford, and started making shoes and took it to the best selling shoe brand in the world. I mean, you look at what some of these amazing people have done. I was wearing Reebok all the time as a kid, and still do today. And, you look at what they've done, and it's like, why can't I do that too? Why can't I make something incredible happen? So, I always liked consumer tech, always liked footwear, had a bunch of different pairs when I was younger, was into fashion in that sense, and realized there was a huge opportunity to back content creators. These YouTube, TikTok, Twitch stars never get their own shoes. Half the youth today wants to be like them. They deserve a shot to be able to capture greatness in a piece of footwear and enable people to feel like they can be like them, to walk in their shoes. Why is it that greatness is only associated with basketball players or other athletes? That's of course important, but there's so many other people that are great, and people want to be like them and want to be able to walk in their shoes and feel like they can aspire to be like the greatest version of themselves. So let's empower those individuals. Let's give them a shot. And that's what Cinle is all about. It's based off the word scintillate, to sparkle, to shine. We want to enable these people to shine in any direction that they possibly can in their life and not feel limited. And that's what we're doing.
Is that like Latin?
What?
Is that Latin? Scintillate?
Cinle, Syntillay. It's a little different than the word scintillate, which is it's based on. That's the brand name. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was great.
And all of the information that you shared. Thank you for that as well.
Yeah, happy to share a little bit on the Miami scene. It's a good scene. Hopefully you get around over there and check it out.
Yeah. As always, it starts with you.
Hey Ben, do you have a podcast? I think you have a podcast, right?
I have a podcast.
Maybe just a bonus question.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get some fun on there for you so we can edit it in.
I appreciate that.
So just maybe ask the name of this podcast.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah, so I also noticed that you have a podcast as well. So would you mind sharing some of your links for the podcast?
Yeah, so we have a podcast called Legends and Leaders, and the goal is to break down the steps in people's journeys that we consider legends or leaders, that have done amazing things in their lives. I think it's so important that people understand the blueprint. There's a lot of young people today searching for purpose, trying to find the direction in life, and they look at these people and they put them on this pedestal. Media, projects them this way, this is how they are, this is what they've done, it's impressive, but these are people, these are human beings, and you need to understand, bring them down from here to here, and step by step, because this just happened overnight. So breaking down those steps is so important, and that's our goal. How did you come up with this idea? How did you get funding? What made you passionate about this? How did you figure out how to market that? What made you keep going? And so on and so forth. So Legends and Leaders is all about that. We've had amazing guests on. We've been fortunate to have great guests like Howie Mandel from America's Got Talent, Deal or No Deal, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, one of the founders of Apple, Ronald Wayne, 4 Miss Universes, including the recent winner from America, Arbany Nola, the inventor of the flash drive, the inventor of the cell phone, all different types of cool people, and break down their stories. Great careers, great business people. And then it's become a top podcast on Spotify, top 15%, done millions of views. And I think a lot of people have learned something from it, which has been the goal. So that's what we're up to over there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
So make sure you check out Legends and Leaders podcast as well.
One more bonus question. We're just going to 15 minutes. Maybe say for anybody that's just getting started in podcasting, like what kind of advice would you give them? However you would ask them. So, or here goes another way to say it. Why do you think your podcast is so successful? What's made it so successful? However you would ask that.
Do you collaborate with people? Like when you do, like is there like a certain filter that you like filter out people?
Yeah, I mean, we're particular in who we want to have join our podcast.
Yeah.
It has to be the right fit, but we're very open. We're more of a yes. I try to be more of a yes person than a no person.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all different types of people. We get pitched from different PR firms. We reach out to all different types of people. You know, I think it's important to have a lot of just different types of people. You know, to have on, because there's so many amazing stories and so many success stories from every corner and walk of life, every group that there is. You know, so there's that piece of it. But I think in order to succeed with podcasting, like you've got to have a purpose behind it, but you need to have your own personal enjoyment you get out of it. I really enjoy learning from these people and I find out stuff I've never heard anywhere. And some of these people I've been watching for years and years and all their interviews and stuff. And if you ask the right kind of questions, you can get amazing answers and you do your research right. You know, and I think it's about creating an environment that's comfortable, but also is one that's really like appreciative of their time and that you're willing to listen. A lot of times people have conversations, they just talk, the other person talks, maybe they talk half of it, which is fine. But when it comes to podcasts, like I think one of the great ways to do it is to have them do majority of the talking and really focus on extracting information out of them and getting these deep stories. And you do not as much, you know, and listening. And people really appreciate the opportunity to just have a forum to talk. And they share things that you don't hear elsewhere if you create that. So create an environment that's open to it's built around you listening. And I think that there's a lot of good that can come from that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's what you've been doing here.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I actually enjoy listening to, like, a lot of great stories. And, like, I feel like the more people share, the more I'm, like, eager to listen.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just natural.
Right.
So.
It's a good way to be. You'll get a lot of good insights out of that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.